So I don't Adam McCullough, or I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. Some other podcast I'm not going to mention because I don't want to support that nonsense.
Okay.
He's out there right now, like a bunch of headlines and shit saying, in the last 5 to 7 years, Klopp is pound for pound the best manager in the Premier League. Now, I'm guessing this is coming off, eking out a win against Newcastle with 10 men, which is, an accomplishment. Well done, Darwin Nunez, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But in the last 5 to 7 years, they've won 7 trophies, 6, something like that, 7 trophies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last 5 months, Pep's won 4. So let's be real, and Klopp should not be mentioned in the same realm as Pep. Just he's here. Pep's here.
Yeah.
Shut your damn mouth. Just acknowledge the truth and live in this real world. Thank you.
And welcome to the Snobby Boys.
You are now tuned into the Snobby Boy podcast.
All right, guys. Like I said, welcome to the show. My name is Colby. Oh, I did it again. That's my guy.
I did it right this time.
Dude, every fucking show. It's just gonna be a thing now.
Reverse.
So today's episode, we got a few things. Really, we're just gonna be touching on the City versus who did
Sheffield.
we play? Exactly. No, I shouldn't even say that. We're going to talk a little bit about Sheffield. Pretty decent side they brought to the match today. We also have another secret guest. Kyle doesn't know. Joe obviously can't be with us again. He likes to do last minute things, so so we're going to be without his services today. But in place of, we do have our secret guest. Should I introduce him?
I'm waiting.
Waiting. All right. So a little background on this guy. This guy, we have crossed paths with him quite a few times over the last year. He hails from Eastern England. He has done various projects within his community and their local football club. He also has a podcast of his own. I want to give a round of applause for Jack Waters.
Yes, boy.
I was like, it's either of those two guys.
Let's get this set up.
Love that background.
There we go. He is a Chelsea supporter. I forgot to mention that. Oh, God bless it.
Yeah,
Jack, how you been, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Especially after Friday night. I'm feeling better. Feeling better.
Cheers to that.
Raz had a hell of a match.
Yes, he did.
He's
did.
definitely back to his best. Well, hopefully.
Right. I mean, like it's been so up and down with him. Do you think that's going to be more of a consistent thing?
Yes, I do. He is our man to go to now. So he's the experienced one in the team. So fingers crossed. He's got the number 7 back on his shirt. Just
It was kind of weird watching him run in the 17 last season. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like you're not heaven, man.
I think it's really funny within the sport how much numbers change. And I sit on the fact that you're starting to see it a lot more in National Football Leagues, NBA, stuff like that, where players are changing their numbers team to team. But I really feel that there's power in the number that you choose because, like, I don't know. It's like some sort of comfortability thing to me, I guess. I mean, growing up, we always chose the same numbers for our jerseys. Like me and Kyle were talking about it when we were younger, playing baseball. You only had X amount of numbers that you can choose from. And depending on your size, you had to choose from that. So like for me, I've always been a bit taller than most. growing up. So I always had to choose the large size. So I always had to choose number 12. Or I always wanted to choose number 6 because that was my number growing up, and then I couldn't use it because whatever. But anyways, I digress. There's power in a number, and I feel like with him putting back the number 7, it kind of gave him his mojo back, if you will.
Weren't we talking with you and Reese like this time last year about Cancelo taking 7 and all of that? And I mean, like, let's be real. Maybe that was a curse. That's what that. You know? But yeah, I mean, there's it goes different both ways, I guess. You know.
Yeah, no, there was apparently Sterling had a conversation with Poch at after the Liverpool game, and he said, "Look, Gaffer, my form, as you can see, is not good. Last season was awful for me, my worst season in a long time. Blah blah blah." He said, "Like, I want to be more wing, out in the wing, and come inside when I need to. I need to be more effective in games, blah, blah, blah." And you already saw against West Ham in the first half, he was as Sky Sports in England, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville said he was the best player on the pitch in the first half.
It's true, but I hate them.
And on Friday night, again, 3 contributions in one game. So whatever the conversation them two had has come effective, come alive. And I just, fingers crossed, it sticks.
And that first goal, like, I mean, we were talking, I mean, to slot that like on 4 defenders after breaking 3 defenders. I mean, that was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It gave me vibes of Eden Hazard. Whew. Shivers down my spine. I'm not getting excited, but
who, by the way, is still a free agent. So
right,
just give me slight vibes of Eden Hazard 2014.
So what else you been up to, man? What's life brought your way?
Work.
Just
busy working. Yeah, I'm in a language school, so summer here, language schools, mad.
Yeah,
average doing 70 hours a week.
Look at you, little hustler.
Hey, you're young,
right? Get it in now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all. That's literally all. I've had a week off this week, so recharged, enjoyed the football for the week, and yeah, back to work tomorrow. Back to reality. But I was going down. Thank God. Summer is done.
Shit. Actually, so I the unofficial start of fall came for me this weekend. My kids started playing, so yeah, I'm happy that summer is almost over.
I'm so ready for
good
hoodies and shit.
I checked the temperature today for the match in Sheffield. It was 63 degrees, and I was like, that can't come soon enough.
How are you boys anyway? It's been a long time.
It has.
A long time.
Same old. Plugging away and trying this shit out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just the kid and the footy, and that's really it, man. That's really it. So let's get into what we're here for.
I'm enjoying watching City winning trophies.
Hey,
spoken from a Chelsea fan.
4 in like 5 months. You know, I mean, it's not a bad start to the year.
It's not too bad, is it? Not too bad. I'm jealous. It was us.
It was for a little bit.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
Not as long as United. So there's that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they look like shit, dude. They just like there's nobody that can tell me any different.
They were so lucky.
I mean, honestly. And I mean, like, while I'll say that penalty at the end, I probably would have called it. I'm still going to say it was soft, and it was, yeah. I mean, put that kid in the Olympics because that's a gold medal dive. Fuck. Nice. Nicely done. I think we were all off on that time.
We were, and it's going to come all so funny in there. Everybody's like, why are they clapping randomly?
Just like, clap, 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 clap.
Oh, well. So let's get into the match against Sheffield United. This one was, that. It was
Frustrating.
that. Extremely frustrating. I think we can say that a lot of us were expecting a slaughter of Sheffield, and they brought out the blades today.
I mean, it could have gone either way. Like, if they had played more openly, then I think it would have been our game, period. But when you're playing a 5-3-2 where those two were still pretty much behind the ball all the time, like I hate playing a park the bus team. I get the concept, I get the use, but it's just so boring, and it does tend to work against us for a long time until we wear you down. But they got lucky with Thor hitting the post. They got it was just a lot of different things that didn't really go our way, and it was on to the next.
It was an extremely unlucky day. Even though we came out with the win, there was a lot of things, and it's tough right now because we're down Kevin De Bruyne, we're down John Stones, it's like there's so many integral pieces. Well, not so many, but we have a few integral pieces and I feel like it's kind of showing that they're needed right now with the way that everything feels, and even in today's match, going back from last week's match, it feels still a little disjointed, and that's worrisome to me. Jag, what you think? Sorry,
it was a clutch moment. It's just City all over. You know how to win. You know how to win no matter what, how hard it was. Sheffield United were effective in their shape, working hard. They shocked me. I on my Super 6 predictions, I predicted 4-0 City. So that's saying something.
Exactly. It goes to show that what we expect out of the team. And I think the expectations right now should be lowered. Just with today's performance a little bit until we get them back, and it's going to be a long 5 months without Kevin. It's going to feel a little misshapen. Now, obviously, we're still in the market for a midfielder to kind of fill in his spot while he's on the mend. And, there's still the talk of Lucas Paqueta. There's also now the talk of Matheus Nunes.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Mateus?
Is it Mateus? Sorry.
Yes, Mateus Nunes.
And I honestly think that he would be a good slot in over Paqueta, especially with the money.
Yeah, it's like half price.
Exactly. Paqueta, what West Ham wants for Paqueta is not a good valuation, in my opinion. Nunes has the same sort of capabilities that Kev provides. I don't know about his crossing abilities, but as far as being able to push up into the box, he really has shown what he can do in that sense with Wolves time and time again.
Yeah, his ball control is incredible.
It is absolutely stunning. And he's somebody that I've been watching for the last couple of seasons and really thinking like, man, how would he fit into our side? And now that that's even a potential, I really would like to see it.
Now, it's like, you're talking about their setup and how they were all like, so when I looked at our lineup, all I saw was it felt like we were almost playing a defensive lineup. Like, why isn't Phil start? Like, our midfield, and I feel like that just got us started in a slow way. And
I'm shocked that Foden's not starting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, because you've sold who you've sold, you've lost many goals. with Kevin out as well, that's a lot of goal contributions lost. You need Foden in that team to add. He needs to step up, but he can step up.
He immediately made a difference once it came on today. It was like literally immediate.
And he's the actual definition of a super sub. He did make the difference today. I think that there's a part of me that feels like Pep's reserve of putting him in as a sub rather than actually starting him is for the change of pace of the game. But over the last couple of matches, I feel that he absolutely deserves the start. I think we all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
He has a leadership about him that could be used up in the front, especially because of how long he's been in the system, how well he knows the system. That I think is definitely needed up front. Holland's starting to me to become what everybody has accused him of being. There was not a lot of creation play from him, and behind him, I think Julian Alvarez was actually behind him today. Well, technically speaking, he was supposed to be lined up there today. He kind of was playing more over to the left. Holland is just not. He's not at his form yet, and it's very frustrating because there's not anybody coming up behind him to kind of clean things up. And I think that's really needed right now. Like,
we started making some chances there toward the end for him, and that's what it has to be. Is like, I mean, he's going to make that's the player he is. He's going to make those runs. We have to get the ball to that run. I don't expect him to be like, a Harry Kane from a couple years ago playing almost at the midfield. I don't expect that from him, but I do expect our guys to try and get the ball. As soon as Jack teed that ball up, he was ready for it,
Yeah.
And it's just, and even that one, who was it? Was it Phil that put the ball down or Bernie? The slow roller where he cut in but basically got it right into keeper's legs. But I know he tried to chip him. That's what it was. And the big ass arm up there. And that again was a great play, but it's just they're too few and far between. And I don't know. I'm not putting any blame on Holland. Holland is playing the way the position he's supposed to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like now being a year into the system, I feel like he should be helping generate plays rather than just kind of waiting on the play to happen for him, which is kind of how I felt like he was playing today a little bit.
I think he needs more touches.
Yeah.
He needs to, like you said, Carl, he's not going to be a Harry Kane, but he does need to just every now and then just help move that ball side to side.
Mm-hmm.
Just come in and then play that ball to Grealish, to Silva, to Foden, whoever it is on the wings or in the 10, and then make that run instead of just waiting. Sometimes you're playing 10 men when he's just standing there.
And holding, he's literally keeping defenders in an area where we don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if he popped out to the top of the box or something to make that pass, he's sucking them out and potentially leaving space for other. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't get me wrong, his movement in the box and his movement when he's making a run from a pass, it's world class. But he just needs to learn to move around the 18-yard box.
So now on that, we're talking about Pep and everything. So obviously right now we are Pep-less.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so lineup, all of that stuff. We saw, Wanma putting in earbuds half the time during the match. Is that Pep calling in? Is that,
I think it was. I think it was because they even made a comment I'm pretty sure that's coming in from Thousand Oaks right now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm wondering. Like, did Pep set the line, or is this Juanma? Like, I wonder how much control Juanma has right now, because obviously Juanma is not going to be the touchline manager that we kind of need. And so maybe that. I mean, we still have another match to deal with that, like in this scenario. So I hope that in the next match that changes a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Good, Jack.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is
because like you needed someone on that touchline today to be like,
make a cut, damn it,
right.
Make something happen or do something that you're so used to, and Pep is such a big part of that. It's such a presence that he can just say one thing and the team goes right, bang, like, and they do it. So at the end of the day, you can see that Pep's not there, and all your coaches were just sitting there. Obviously, a few times, headphones, like you said. It's not. It was so weird watching City without Pep on the side and no one actually on the touchline, because Pep is literally basically on the pitch.
Yeah.
He's the 12th man.
That's facts.
And runs more than
Haaland.
Haaland. He does more miles than Haaland.
He probably gets more touches on the touchline than Haaland does in front.
He really does. But no, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how many chances Haaland misses, he will get that one. He scores that, and always forgotten.
Still 3 goals, 3 games. You know
exactly.
Yeah.
And also Rodri. I need to say, Rodri, he's your clutch guy.
He is. He is Captain Clutch.
Any big moment, like that big game against Arsenal a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, scored a big goal at the Emirates to win it. Champions League final, obviously, and today it's like it felt like a big goal for the season, even though the season started. It just felt like a big goal to go and put you top of the league, and it's just another big moment that he just comes up within the game. Like, he had 2 awful shots that went miles over the bar, and then like he had time.
He had that roller that was close, you know.
He did have that one, yes, yes.
Like, he was shooting today.
He had time to think about them chances, but this one, it just fell to him and just bang, like, just unreal finish, unreal.
Yeah.
Best defensive mid like in the world, in my opinion, honestly.
I mean,
it's a biased one, but it's also almost the line of factual.
No.
It's almost the line of factual.
It's not biased. It's just straight facts.
Exactly.
I mean, there is bias, but it's, you know, even like objectively, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's obviously, like we said, the energy all over for us without Pep, as it's shown in this match. I'm still kind of blown away that you could even put headphones on and be able to have some sort of communication outside of who's sitting there pitch side. Like, it almost feels like it's like a level of cheating, but I mean,
okay, did you notice
some competition committees would consider that? I don't know.
I'm wondering, how am I not understanding phones? How many can you pair up at one time to one phone? Because I swear I saw like a couple of them wearing full earbuds. So I don't know. Shit was wild. Unless there was like, I guess they could have just been on different, like on one call together. But anyway, I mean, yeah. I just picture Pep like what's the movie with Denzel? The football movie.
Remember the Titans?
Thank you. But where like the kid's sitting in the hospital bed and he's yelling at the TV. I imagine Pep just like, give me the phone. Give me the phone.
End of the game, he goes. Oh man. Do you have any other little bits on this match? Like, it was
Walker,
such a
what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's what I had to say about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what? You're back healing into the box? What the fuck?
Again, what we said from last week with it being disjointed and it being the attack feeling heavy on the left side compared to the right. It looks like he's just running the whole right side. Like, he's like, just everybody go that way into the middle and over to the left, and I'll take all of this right here. Like, it's kind of scary to me.
I mean, defensively, like, he will always track back better than pretty much any defense, like, especially fullback style. Like, he's one of the best in the world.
Sure.
But, oh, God, what was that?
He's not a wingback, though.
Like, yeah, you're not Reece James, man. Like, I'm sorry.
No, and that's how it feels. It feels like he's playing that type of ball, and it scares me.
Although he did have some really nice crosses today, I'll say that for him.
He had a few.
Like that one that friggin' Erling just skied. It just like you put that in the net, man. Anyway, sorry.
So let's open up the chat back again. Since we do have a Chelsea supporter on, I figure let's talk a little bit about the league and his team. You started off pretty decently, and you're still sitting middle of the table. This is week 3, so we'll let it slide. But you definitely showed up against Luton Town.
I mean, you know, it's Luton Town at the end of the day. Like,
I know.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah.
Did you go to the ground? Oh God, I really like that's a match I want to like. I want to go see a match there so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking. They're gonna be like, they were so bad. Like, they're gonna be like the least points ever. Like, they're gonna be Derby County, part 2, the lowest points of Premier League history. But it's just their team. Like, no one's Premier League quality. No one,
barely championship quality.
I was gonna say, like,
barely
what were they, like,
championship.
5th or 6th in the championship? Like, they weren't. I mean, it was because of the playoff that they got in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's their togetherness and their fans at their home form is so much better than the away form. Like, obviously, because I follow Championship football quite a lot as well, but like, their away form isn't great. So it's their home form. So when their home ground is there, who knows, that their fans with their stadium, it's going to be different for us big boys to go there and play in a dumping ground.
What's their away supporter allotment? 100, 200, something?
Right. I'm actually looking up to see how big, what the capacity of their stadium is.
Like
17,000. I actually bet that's fairly close, but no,
40,
12, 9, 11,
10-3.
Whew.
Yeah, right. So the allotment for away has got to be probably only
1,000, maybe. Yeah,
that's max. That's
Yeah.
max. I mean, you're just giving up 1/10 of the stadium to your away.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
500. Look at that face.
I am looking forward to their first game at home. I can't lie. Like, it's on Friday night against West Ham.
Oh, shit.
That's gonna be a crazy game. So But yeah, no, they are so bad. We have started well in the season, us boys.
Yeah.
Personally, we were the better team against Liverpool.
Yes, you were.
Um,
Yes, you were. Sorry, Reese. You guys were not good in that game. You're listening.
First half, we battered West Ham and then just fell asleep in the changing room. And we were still in the changing room in the second half. So it was an awful second half. And tactics and substitutions were so poor, in my opinion, which shocks me with Poch, but that's forgotten very quickly. But yeah, no, a lot better. It's positive. It's a positive start. Obviously, not points wise. I would have liked to be sitting on 7 right now.
Yeah.
If I started the season and I saw them first 3 games, beating West Ham and Luton, and then a point against Liverpool, I would be very happy with. But we move Forest next, so at home. Hopefully, we go into the international break with 2 wins on a bounce. That's what I'm hoping for. Just it's a process. Like it needs to be a fast moving process because
We'll
fans.
get away from you.
I was gonna say expectations have got to be at fucking fever pitch. Like it's.
I just like. I want to hear a rivals fan's opinion on Enzo Fernandez. Like us Chelsea fans are getting very, very, very excited and very horny. I can't lie. But what's your like kind of opinions on Enzo? Like,
I'll say that he's somebody that's going to need a little bit more development. I don't really think he's that great for you guys so far. I feel like he's definitely a boost as far as a player goes for the midfield, going from having you guys were pretty fucking old, to be honest. I think bringing in youth and building around him is a smart move. I need to see more from him, though, personally.
I like how he's progressing. I absolutely rate Pochettino as one of the best managers in world football. And so I think that that coupling is only going to progress him better. I think his price tag is absolutely fucking asinine, but whatever. You pay whatever you want to pay.
Right.
And yeah, basically that. Like from the first match, from the first bits of play I've seen from him to where he is, now, there's an obvious progression. There's an obvious meshing better with the rest of the players. I would say it's been like here to I'm fucking up here camera. So like here to like here to like here, and there's all this space that still needs to be or can be developed. And he has that potential. He obviously has the ability on the ball, the shooting. I mean, it's there. I don't feel like it's totally there yet. Which I mean, again, like young player.
Young.
So
exactly,
yeah.
He's extremely young. That there's so much upside potential to him that I just don't feel like it's a bad thing for you guys having him. Again, I the one thing that I think that he kind of needs, being a young player, and with most of the young players on that squad, there needs to be more of a veteran leader. I would kind of think that Raz would be that guy, but it doesn't really seem that he is or could be right now. He's still kind of finding his form, but yeah, they're if there's a veteran that he can get behind, maybe even Thiago Silva, that he can learn a little bit more from and elevate his game, I think he'll be next level in the next couple seasons.
No, it's nice to hear like positive and like constructive criticism.
I do rate him. I just don't. I for one thing, I like 120 million pound. Like,
yeah, It's a lot.
I seem to remember a bunch of people shitting on. I mean, granted, this is what 7, 8 years ago, but 55 million pound for a certain Kevin De Bruyne, who was a Chelsea flop and would never make it back in the Premier League. But
we'll never let that go ever.
Never. Mo Salah, Chelsea flop. Yeah. He could make a starting 11 out of those players.
No, us Chelsea fans are getting excited. His passing is fantastic. But now, like, he played in the number 10 position against Luton, and he looks so much more suited there than a number 6 or number 8 in the more defensive part of the game. His attacking skills is definitely on a more positive than the defensive side of things. So I think we're going to see the best of him now. Now we've got Lavia, Caicedo, and Conor Gallagher as more defensive.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see the best of Enzo now. And it was,
So a player that, like, I was really hoping City would go in for, and then you all got, but I don't really feel like it's getting that much action unless I'm missing something, injury or whatever wise. And Kunku, like, I love that dude. Like, I mean, I think he's probably one of the most talented wingers that we can see. And I guess he tends to play right wing. So there's that with Raz, but like, I think he can switch both sides. So, I mean, like, do you see him slotting anytime soon? How do you see that playing?
Well, at the moment, he is injured. He got injured in the last preseason game, and he had a very positive preseason. So, like, he scored and assisted a few times as well. So it was a big shame that he's out for 3 months.
Oh God! Okay, my bad.
Wait a minute! Whoa! He got injured at the match that I was at.
Dortmund.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought that was the end of the preseason because they like presented a cup and all that shit.
No, we had one more preseason game against Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
After that. Sorry, I was reading what the.
I accidentally put that up. It's not ready yet. We have not had a registered fuck yet.
The ticker? Oh no, I've had a couple.
Have you?
Oh yeah, fucking A.
That's 3.
So, I do see him slotting in anywhere across the front 4, cam, wing, or even striker.
Sure
Do you think so?
I've got to be around like 10 or so by now. Okay, so on new signing level, I mean, not that new, but still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with. What do you think with Mudryk?
Mudryk, losing patience very quickly.
Yeah.
I think the whole community of Chelsea are at the moment, especially with a more positive preseason. Like, he looked good. He scored a very good goal in preseason. Like, he looked promising, but we're crying for him to start. But then, like, before Carney Chukwuemeka got injured against West Ham, and Mudryk got a slight knock just before the Luton game, so he's literally out for that game, but he's back for the next game. But when he's not starting at all, before the Luton game, there's 2 games, like, it gave me warning signs of, like, why is he not starting? Because we want him to start as fans, but obviously I'm not going to question Poch and his coaching team that are very, very good. Like, this is why he not starting, and his second half performance told me why. Against West Ham, he was poor, like so poor. So it just gave me reasons why he's not starting, and other players are. I'm losing my patience, but I'm hoping it's just a hope. It's a hope thing with him.
I get that. I get that all too
well.
well.
And I kind of feel like that's like the general consensus for any of the new signings that have come in just over the last 6 months for Chelsea. There is a short time frame, if you will, in people's perception of when people should be in place and producing and all that stuff. It's been a very hard year for you guys, and I understand where the impatience comes from. It's sucks.
Yeah, you spend £800 million and you expect something out of it.
Yeah, you got exactly. let's talk a
little over 8 years. Blah 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 blah.
Let's get into a little bit of that, because I want to know Jack's perspective on your spending for Chelsea and how that will potentially affect the financial fair play. Where are you with this? Where's your belief in where your spending's at? Do you think that they'll come after you? Do you think that Bowley is doing the right thing in how he's signing players? What's your thoughts?
Well, I've got many thoughts on this, so
good.
We got time.
We got plenty of time.
You're gonna listen to me, and the audience are gonna just be like, okay. But no, basically, this is my opinion and kind of facts as well. So we found a loophole in signing players on a long contract. So
deferred payments. Yeah.
For instance, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, we've paid 100+ million for them.
Yeah.
But because they signed for 8 years, we're only paying a certain amount each year to that club. So it's not more Enzo than Caicedo, because we're paying quite a lot up front to Brighton because that's how they wanted it. But with Benfica and Enzo Fernandez, we're only paying 14.5 million each year plus add-ons if success. So with these big money signings, we're only paying a certain amount a season for these big money ones. So the financial fair play should not come and hunt us down. Fingers crossed. Also, we are a big selling club as well. You've seen how many sales we've done,
especially to Saudi Arabia,
to Saudi, and with getting Mason Mount 60 million. That's 60 million profit.
Good sale. Yeah.
That was a really good sale.
Kai Havertz,
especially the way he's producing at United right now.
Kai Havertz again, 60 million, and the when you buy someone, it doesn't go on your, like, the amount of that doesn't actually go on the full amount, doesn't go on the financial fair play, but all the sales, when you sell a player, that amount goes on the book. When you buy a player, the amount that you're paying every year actually goes on the book. It's so weird.
But then wages also get thrown into there. So on that level, you're talking about 8-year contracts for these players. How many players over an 8-year span? I mean, like, okay, we've had Kev for 7-8 years, and we've renegotiated him 3 times.
Yeah.
So how many times? I mean, you're starting out giving these guys high wages already. You think they're not going to come back in 2.5, 3 years and try to renegotiate in that 8-year period? And then your wages are going to be knocked back up even higher on all these players, or you're going to have to sell them, in which case, what good was that then, you know?
I do agree on that. It's a dangerous game. Like, we're clearly building a process with these sets of players, and when Bowley came in, he wanted a whole squad that was 25 and below.
Right.
And most of the squad now is 25 and below. So at the end of the day, like, we found a loophole. Rival fans are hating it that we found it. Obviously, the Premier League are fixing it after this season.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And UEFA. Yeah. Or FIFA,
yeah,
rather.
UEFA did it this season, but we're not in any Europe, so we can do it.
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at Kyle's fucking reaction.
No, I mean, do you know what? Not being in Europe this season is actually a good thing for us.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Because then you have an easier chance at the Premier League, right? Except for we're still better than you guys, so it's okay.
Yeah, of course you are. You're the best team in the whole world. I can't deny that.
You're being so sweet now.
Yeah,
Making me feel bad for.
At the end of the day, no, I big up City. I do. So, but anyway, back to
Financial.
At least you're not being a delusional Liverpool fan thinking you're going to win the league this year.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Christ.
Exactly.
Proceed.
These long contracts are helping our financial fair play. We've obviously got other players on the books that are not even training. We've got rid of one last week, Ziyech. I'm glad he's gone.
Lukaku's still in the books, isn't he?
Lukaku is still on.
He's still in the books, but it looks like he's going to be at AS Roma very, very soon.
Isn't that a loan deal, though, that they're talking about?
I think it is a loan.
But they are going to be paying 9 million and his full wages.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
So Jose Mourinho has helped us out once again.
What a
So happy days.
Yeah, add one in for Jose. Love it.
And then the other one is Callum Hudson-Odoi, which looks like he's going to Nottingham Forest. He's on a big wage. He's on 100,000 a week. So
He'll be great for them, honestly. He's a great player.
He is a good player.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's. See you later.
What are your thoughts on losing Lewis Hall to Newcastle?
Hurts.
A little bit.
Hurts.
A little bit.
But again, it's going to be 35 million profit. But who knows? He's a prospect now, and he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't predict the next few years on how his progression is going to go. Not at 18 years of age. Like, is he going to start now? I don't think so. So we might, a few years down the line, we'll be like, this is why we sold him. You never know. It
That's
might be
about Romeo Lavia. No, I'm just kidding.
He's
I
going to be
can't wait
for us.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him back in action. What he did with Southampton last season was
He's good.
He's good. He's really good. I mean,
I just don't see him slotting into like a first team City side, like ever.
Well, I mean, Calvin Phillips can't even break the side. So I mean,
he might be FA Cup and that's it.
Yeah.
I think you should sell him.
At this point, it doesn't make sense to sit there and have a 45 million pound player sitting on the fucking pine pony. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely.
It's so unfair on him as a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he came into our side fat. We all have to agree when he we signed him, he had the summer, he came over, we saw him in preseason, That dude was chubby. And I'm sorry, that's just not okay. Like you're given this opportunity to go and play. Like you're playing for Leeds, great. That was a Premier League side. You're getting the chance to go and play for the Premier League winners, and this is the way you take that opportunity and come in fat and like, come on, take that opportunity, work for it, work hard, and we're just not seeing that from him. So I don't want to hear like it's blah blah blah. Sorry for him. No, he needs to fucking step it up if he wants that spot.
That's no,
Agreed.
fair. That's fair enough as well. Like
it's still going to also be the argument that it's hard to get in behind Rodri. It's just hard.
But at least you're gonna get like more than like FA Cup 4th round or whatever, then like you might actually get some of these whatever matches instead of that. Like give Rodri a break instead of us being like, oh shit, should we actually like try Phillips? Like, no, like be like, oh well, no big deal. Rodri can come out for a match, bam. But we just can't trust him because it doesn't seem like he really gives a shit.
But he can push Kovacic's position as well. Like,
true,
he could. And people tend to forget that he's not. When he was with Leeds, he didn't just play a holding mid role. He actually did play on the attack. So I even said this at the end of last season. Like, why aren't we trying to rotate him in to the left or the right? I think he would be more predominant on the left. I don't know. I just don't know why we're not integrating him in there and getting him some reps, because he's not going to fit into the system defensively. It's just not going to happen.
Well, it can.
It can
if he tries. But I mean, like, again, like, it's just like, I feel like I would trust Rico Lewis, like an 18-year-old, and you know what I'm saying?
The star boy,
right? Motherfucking star boy. Add another. I love that kid. I can't wait to see that kid's progression. Like, he is already so talented.
Yeah. We literally have chuffed him up every week. So
love him.
Yeah.
I think when Walker's done though, it's just a straight swap, isn't it?
I don't know. He could be, but also in the same like for like, you're giving up size, you're giving up speed, you're giving up physicality for somebody who's shorter, not as physical, more of a possession player rather than I feel like
better on the ball.
Way better on the ball than he is trying to defend it. I not saying that he's not a good defenseman. He can play it. It's just, yeah, I don't know if he is going to be an automatic for swapping if Kyle leaves. I just don't know.
I mean, if we do that like 3-2-4-1 or whatever that whole setup is, and play him in that 2 role, like in there, I think he's perfect for that.
That's such a crazy formation, isn't it?
I know. Fucking Pep, man.
When you play that, it really frazzles my brain, but it works.
It works so well. Ugh.
I'm actually surprised. And I know Joe had even said that he really believed that we were going to walk into the season still using the same formation. And I'm surprised that we're not, because of how well that it works. But we all know that Pep is going to flip things season to season. So, I mean, we could have guesstimated that it was going to happen that way. But obviously, all he's really done with the formation is he's added one more back. And, I mean, it's like today was a 4-2-3-1.
I just think it's Pep being like, I'm not going to show all my cards. Like,
that too.
This is a long ass season. I'm trying to make Champions League final again. I'm not going to show all my cards. And yeah, I'm not, especially not going to show it against Sheffield or whatever. No offense, Sheffield, respect, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that we are going to lean more on that toward the later parts of the season.
I agree.
I'd like to just see a constant rotation of formations throughout the season, anyways. Like going from like a 4-3-3 to a 3-2-4-1 to what we ran today. Like I think it would really keep the competition on their toes, especially going, like you said, going competition to competition.
I think that we are going to see that, and hopefully that actually does mean that we can work Calvin into that kind of deal. But either way, I think we as City fans live in, those words, and Pep we trust.
Yeah.
So it's just, got to let the bald man think.
Got to. Speaking of bald man, has anybody noticed how incredibly scruffy Pep has been this year?
Well, he's rich enough now, so he might be getting that hair shit, that Brian Urlacher hair. Sorry, that's a U.S. thing.
No, okay. So the last 3 times that I've been out to Chicago to visit Kyle, you're going down any one of the number of highways in the Chicagoland area, and there's these massive, and I don't mean like, I'm not like exaggerating. They're massive. These are massive billboards.
It's right by O'Hare Airport, like the main Chicago airport.
Okay.
They're massive billboards with Brian Urlacher as the spokesperson for hair plugs.
Yeah. Well, it's like hair restoration. Okay.
Excuse me.
But it's like all these jokes, like his name is Brian Urlacher, and it's like Brian Urlacher hair. Like,
Okay.
it's fucking brilliant. Like, but yeah, it's like one after the other of hair restoration. Oh god, it's so great. But yeah, hey,
it reminds
get after it, Pep.
Right.
It's a good looking man. Get some hair on that head.
Dude, and I'm not even talking about his head. I'm talking about his beard. Like, that is literally the thickest I've ever seen his beard. Ever. Mm-hmm. He came off the off season and was like, I don't give a shit.
Maybe he just didn't care with the operation. Like, maybe when he comes back, he's gonna be like
clean.
Facts. Facts.
Or maybe that's what this is. It's not actually a back surgery. It's him recovering from hair restoration. And,
I actually saw a meme. It was a couple of days ago where literally somebody had put fucking hair on Pep's head after he comes back from the surgeries. That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
I wish I could find it and put it up on the screen so people could see. That'd be hilarious.
Find that for the
I'll put it on. I'll try to put it on our social media.
That's good. That's good.
That's brilliant.
So, Jack, what's going on with full football, man? When can we expect you and Reese to be back on air?
Hopefully soon, because with my summer, with work, it's been nuts. And with his working life, it's he starts at 5 a.m. and then finishes at 2 p.m. So I think with my working life is quite down now, and his is very set timings. I think we need to have a conversation to run it back.
Oh, fuck!
Get it out. Now,
sorry.
I'm sorry if I've been missing this, but has he still been actively working with Margate then?
He's been actively working with Margate every
Margate.
They played Friday night, so I was actually watching the Chelsea game on the phone while watching Margate.
Oh hell yeah!
So I had two best of both worlds. Unfortunately, they did lose 2-1 at home to a relegated side that came from above. So they were a good team. They're a good side with higher quality players. But yeah, it's been a win-lose draw kind of season. We've played 4 and had all of them, had all results. So who knows?
So
I saw they were in the
5 points?
FA. I saw they were in the FA. How did that match end up going?
It's the FA Cup's this Saturday.
Oh, it's this Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'll try. I'm gonna tune in the Gate channel on YouTube.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I wonder if that's on ESPN then, since it's.
You know what? That's a good question.
Sorry, U.S. shit again. Like ESPN here actually holds like FA Cups, like
FA Cup,
yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, it's
so
actually pretty cool, and championship too. So it's we actually
Yeah.
get some championship. We get all championship matches now. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, cool.
It is
Yeah.
it is wild. Like we have to have a different streaming service for different things. Like we have to have ESPN Plus for championship and FA Cup matches. We have to have Peacock for Premier League matches. We have to have Paramount. Plus for Champions League
Champions
matches.
League.
Yeah. Like, but
Yeah.
They all have
we
good
do
movies
get
and shit.
all
So
exactly, but we do have more. I find it very fucked up that we have more accessibility to football here than you guys do there.
truly. Like, and I talked to my buddy in Manchester a lot about it, and he's like, I just have a jailbroken blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but
Yeah, no, like that's literally what we have. And I use illegal sites on the internet to
you don't have to incriminate yourself here,
Right?
But yeah, you're using like torrents and
Cut
like
that out. But yeah, no, I have to use like to get your coverage.
right.
Oh, really?
Which is weird. Like you're like an hour away, and we're having to watch like 30 seconds behind.
Right.
6 hours away.
It's exactly that. So it's so frustrating. But there's more games on TNT, which was BT.
Mhm.
They've changed BT to TNT Sports now.
I
and-
wonder why that was coming up on my feed. I was like, "What the fuck is TNT?" Like,
Oh, you know what
BT
TNT
Sports.
is, but yeah.
well,
BT.
no. I mean, we have our TNT here, but they also have TNT there.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because BT, like that was annoying for a while there, but because BT came here with some grouping with some streaming service. Like I got to have BT because of that, and so it was a cable deal actually, like a cable sports deal here that we could like lump in BT Sports, but you had to pay like actually a lot of money for it.
In Chicago?
Well, that was when I was in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even still.
So, yeah, we paid nothing for a mortgage, so we were like, let's pay as much as we can buy for cable and get every single cable channel there is to have. And we did it.
No shortage of TV.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Especially when you love sports,
exactly. But yeah, no, we're like it. Sky, TNT, Amazon, obviously, but they haven't put anything on there yet. But yeah, Champions League, European, is TNT, and Saturday 12:30 kickoffs, and then Super Sunday is Sky, and
Right.
then Saturday night football is Sky. So yeah, but I've got both, so sweet.
I guess to be fair, it is either like NBC or USA, depending for Premier League.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, but except they never. I won't say never. They like for USA. You only get 2 matches a day on USA. Everything else is followed up on Peacock. Especially the mid-morning matches, or for you guys, mid-afternoon, I guess.
it does seem to depend. Like it's like some Saturdays will just be like straight USA. Like
Yeah. You'll have 3 matches back to back USA.
my girl Rebecca Lowe.
I'll make sure to
Hey.
tag her. Oh man.
Looking at you.
Yeah, I don't know, we've got a woman that's probably sexy as after that. we've got Laura Woods, and
Hey, shout out Laura Woods. Rebecca Lowe, Laura Woods. You have 2 men here that
The things I would-
you dogs.
I love her. I tell you what. Anyway,
He's sitting over there with a fucking chubby in his pants. You see a smile on his face. He's like,
Anyway, you and Nunes. I know we touched on that earlier.
yeah.
I know you put in a new bid today.
Yep.
I don't know if you know, but you probably
Actually,
do.
yep. See
For
that. That's
60 for 60 million pound.
60 millions. Yeah.
Is it pound or euro?
Pound.
Million euros. Million euros.
Oh, it's euros?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking looking it up, pocket.
I'm gonna look it up while talking about it. Yeah, how do you feel? I know you said you like him. Obviously, Paqueta's off. I know you touched on that earlier too, but that deal was done off
Yeah, cheater.
this moment. But
let's take this. Let's talk about the fact that Paqueta is being basically charged for betting. Like, I'm sorry, all these athletes that have come out recently, whether it be in the Premier League, NFL, NBA, whatever. What I don't understand the point. First of all, you have rules in place of you can't bet while you're in the season, while you're playing. You can bet on the off season. That's fine in any other sport. But why would you bet on your own fucking sport? Number one. Number two, why would you take that chance knowing you're going to get probably docked a weekly pay? You're probably going to get docked games. You're probably, well, obviously that hasn't happened yet because he hasn't been found guilty. But also, I don't know, man. Like, I don't get the mindset of, like, you're already fucking making more money than most people make in their lifetime.
Yeah, why put it in jeopardy?
Why put that in jeopardy? Yeah.
especially like we've all seen what's happened with Ivan Toney on how
Yeah.
he's going to miss and what his punishments were. So we've all seen that as
And what that's done to his career potential.
Yeah.
Like, because he was, I mean, everyone was looking at him for a little bit there, you know? And then the shit went down and now we'll see.
Exactly. And his bookings, every time he's got a yellow card this season, it's stupid yellow cards. It's so obvious. Not obvious, but it's such a yellow flag raised.
Yeah.
Nicely played. Yeah.
Not quite a red flag, but
They are pathetic yellow cards.
I mean, so Colby. I'm gonna chop everybody. No, I totally agree. Like, I don't get it, and especially like trying to be like fishy about it. Like, I don't know if you saw, like, but it's like, you know, like, I'm gonna create like all these random accounts and only do certain amounts that shouldn't get flagged. Blah blah blah. Like, come on, man. And I understand that it's reliant on somebody else getting a yellow. So I don't know if that guy was tied in to that bet, like to that whole like scheme. But either way, it's fucking stupid. And there we go. Chop you. Over here for this, Nunez, if it's 60 million euro, we're talking about what then, like 48 million pound. Like, that's a great price to me for him. We need, I mean, because, you know, again, we're talking about 4, maybe 5 months without Kev. So that's relying almost entirely, because obviously we cannot operate in that way without Phil starting.
Right.
So it's basically saying, Phil, it's you. Or we bring in somebody else to, you know, share those minutes. And I think that we have to do that. And then when Kev comes back, that only makes Kev's life a little easier too, because then he can share minutes and not be so fucking weighed on. And I think that Nunez is a great person for that slot. Do I think he's the best person in the market for it? No. Do I think he's the best person for that money level, or even like when we're talking about what could potentially have been spent on Paqueta? Yes. My stance.
Yeah. I like Nunez personally as well. So I went to Chelsea Wolves last season. and I watched him live, and I sat with my mate, and I said he's the best player in that team.
Absolutely.
Like, so
Well, him and Ruben Neves were
Right.
their top players. Yeah.
vital. So yeah, I think he doesn't get the goals that you need that you've lost from Gundo, but he's still young. So yeah, good
And
price.
Gundo's old. Gundo had like a lot of years under his belt to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said too about Nunez, he is one of the things that he can contribute that he already does at Wolves is his ability to bring the ball up into the box and be able to distribute. I think he does that better than most of the Premier League midfielders, aside from ours and some of the bigger clubs. He deserves a bigger brand of football, in my opinion.
Yeah,
agreed. I mean, he's only been in the league for what, like 2 years now.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the world's his oyster, and
Yeah.
come have that oyster be with the best club in the world.
he's only got he's played 36 games for Wolves in the league. He's only got 1 goal, 1 assist. He's 25.
But that doesn't tell a story, It doesn't
No.
tell.
It doesn't. But like, I've seen him be the best player in that team, and you probably have as well. So,
Mhm.
but Fabrizio's tweet earlier was Manchester City has submitted a new bid for Mateus Nunes, package around 60 million euros with add-ons and club confident to get it done. Personal terms agreed days ago, and City are optimistic with opening 50 million euros plus 5 million euros add-ons. Bid was rejected. Nunes remains City top target. So it looks likely for you guys to get him, and I think he'll be a good asset to the team if he joins.
And I like that
And
we're
we
not
only
getting bent over the barrel for it, Like,
yeah.
because we're coming down the wire, and
I thought Wolves were going to come back and want a lot more
Yeah.
for him when they rejected the first bid. So I mean, you're adding what, an extra 5 million from the initial bid.
So 10 plus. So I mean, it's really like
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're still, still could be like what, like 60 plus 5 or whatever for the add-on, and God knows we'll probably pay it because God knows we'll probably win them. But again, it's just affecting the game that in that way that we need. Sorry, I'm sorry,
Right.
Colby, I'm stopping on you.
No, it's a the thing with this too is this has been one of the this is a very slow window, I felt like, but as it's compiled, it's been a bigger window than we've expected, I guess. Bringing him in, Kovacic is slotted in. He's not. I mean, he's doing good. He's not doing great. He's there and he's doing what is expected of him. Obviously we didn't get to see Doku yet, but I mean that's irrelevant.
So excited for that.
I am so excited to see him now. I will say this just to real quick go back on what I said last week about him being a picture on the wall. I took some time and did a little more research on him. I shouldn't have said that, everybody, so it made me sound stupid a little bit, but I digress on that, and I take that back. He's going to be something for us. He's going to the development that he'll have under Pep will change his game, I feel like, entirely. Not entirely, but for the better.
This era's Leroy Sané calling it.
Yeah. But with just going back, with us bringing in the amount of players that we have so far and how they're integrating into the club, I feel like there's a bit of that can be attributed to our slow start, to be honest. There's still a little bit of a growing period that I think everybody's still going to need. And not having our captain right now is affecting that, I feel like, wholeheartedly.
Totally. I mean, yeah, you drop those, like you're saying, you drop Gundo, you drop Riyad Mahrez. I mean, that alone is 20, 25 goals a season, let alone 20, 25 assists a season. And like, that's a big drop. And it kind of seemed like the club was like, let's see if we can like make it work with this or make it work with this or whatever. And then it was like, we can't. We need to, and I feel like that's where we got like that late push in the window, and that's why it's like this now.
Right.
And then obviously Kev. Otherwise, I don't think Nunez would ever be in even a concept.
No. Well, I don't know.
Kev's getting old.
He is getting old, and there needs to be replacement for him coming soon. And I think that we've already kind of discussed this with the potential of James McAtee slotting in that spot for him. Trying to think if there's another person that I was going to say, but whatever. I mean, the thing of it is, like, and I said this at the beginning of season 2, like, we actually have so many registered midfielders, it's ridiculous. So, like, going after another midfielder kind of seems, in concept, ridiculous. But being that we were going to go after Lucas Paqueta anyways, and he works both the midfield and the wing, I feel like what you're saying, like, we weren't going to make that signing, I think that we were going to regardless, because even before Kev got hurt, we were looking at Paqueta. So, I mean, now that Paqueta's going through his bullshit, like, now that's just not an option for us. I mean, the standards are the standards. I think Nunez should have been our first option before Paqueta, but I'm glad that we've gotten to that point.
We probably could have gotten him cheaper if we had,
gone in a little earlier.
Such is life.
Yeah.
I think it's good business to get him in at that rate. I mean, any time in this market when you're a club like City, like Chelsea, like that they know that they can come in and suck the funds out of you. If you're getting in at under £50 million for like a player that is proven to be quality in the Premier League, then that's a victory.
Yes. 100%. Especially when he knows the league.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows what he's playing against, and 100%. I think it's just positive. Everything's a tick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and like you're saying, like, the goals, assists, blah blah blah. Like Colby's saying, he hasn't been trained under Pep, and I don't care who you support. If you watch football in the Premier League and you've seen players develop under Pep, every single person has to acknowledge that players get better under Pep. Doesn't matter how good you came in at, you're better playing under Pep.
Unless you're Calvin Phillips.
But you have to care. So.
Are we just going to start making Calvin Phillips jokes now? Like, I feel like it's kind of time.
I'm going to start wearing a pregnancy belly and be like, sorry guys, Calvin Phillips today.
Grow your hair back out so we can get you those braids, man.
Oh no, that's called.
Kidding.
I really hope no one finds pictures of me when I was like, I don't know, 16 or something like that with braided hair. Hey, a lady did it for me, and it was totally like her choice, so I'm leaving it at that. Anyway, I did not pay somebody to. Okay, please cut all this.
Nope. Oh, well.
Story for another time.
Right? Is there anything you guys want to leave off with? I think it's about that time.
We actually had a good run here. Jack, thank you so much for being here, man. It's always a pleasure.
Always.
as always, I enjoy the company of you, and I enjoy just talking shit and football.
Hey, and once you
Love
guys
it.
get up and running, like hit us up, and
Of
maybe
course.
we can even get Joe on a show again. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I know, right? Mystery man over here. Yeah, man. Again, thank you for coming on. Thanks for
Full of Football podcast.
Full of Football podcast. Him, Reese Hibbert. Yeah. Thank
Fingers
you again,
crossed.
guys.
Back very soon.
Very, very soon, hopefully. Make sure that you follow us. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. I used to do this spiel all the time. I'm not going to. Just hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Thank you again, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Kisses.
Hold on. I think I have something. I don't know. Here we go. Ha ha ha.